All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Wednesday morning. Welcome aboard our final day of complimentary, this quarter's complimentary live trading and training here at Topkin Options. We're done with Full Throttle. We have four memberships left. And now we're getting airborne. I'm going to show you our solo Amazon service. And it's the only stock you need to own for a bunch of reasons we're going to dig into. Amazon earnings tomorrow. We're going to take a look at a neutral trade. But folks, what an absolute blast! Let me show you something. If you joined yesterday, you potentially made a lot of money yesterday afternoon. Men lie, trades don't. So let's go look at what happened in the market. This is not hard. Let me just do 3 days here. So yesterday, the S&P 500 gapped down at the open, hovered, and then imploded throughout the day. Right here. Now, usually it's only dudes at cocktail parties who lie. You can look at my trade. The time I posted it, I was about 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early. I nailed the bottom. My God, Wiz, how did you nail the bottom? This ain't hard, right? The lowest it got was 68.63 yesterday. Where did I fire my trade? Right there. Why did I fire it right there? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you see that drill bit? That was to the 50-day moving average. The little drill bit below it was that 68.53 or whatever it was. So I fired a bull call spread right at the bottom by 4 points. I missed literally the bottom, but I'm pretty damn sure that's damn close. Then what happened? Boom. So, folks, I fired a bull call spread that saw significant profit when. So, folks, first of all, this was oversold. This was dumb, and we'll get into why that happened. But we had a strong bounce off of that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you stayed in that trade, I got out for 70, 80% or whatever profit. But look at your fellow, or if you're not a member yet, they're not your fellow. Look at your other TGO members. Scott got in them. He got better fills on both ends. He got in at 785 out of 1570. $1,600, folks, and that was in what, 40 minutes? Paul, he just bought the call instead of doing the spread. He made $500 in an hour, sitting there watching the market rip. Brent crushed it. Boom is right. Hell of a call, Wiz. He missed the bottom, but liked the sentiment that we're going to bounce hard off of that 50-day moving average. Brent made $3,200 in 28 minutes. I'm gonna let that sink in, folks. This ain't hard. This ain't rocket surgery, man. And so let's just go look at this. This is what the S&P 500 does. First of all, at the bottom, we were down 1.5% on what? Nothing. It was, little tech sector rotation or whatever it was called. But here's the point is technically you can't trade the left side of the chart, but every time we've hit, I'm going to ignore this for now. We've didn't hit, but still hit every time recently. We've hit the 50-day. It had a rip your face off rally after that. Every time, except this one. What was this one? This was an AI freak out. This was the November, oh my God, AI is going to kill all of this and take everybody's jobs. Duh. We have these big AI freakouts recently. The reason this didn't turn out to be a super big AI freakout is because of what? Amazon tomorrow, the Death Star reports. The market is in a holding pattern right now. Everybody's clutching their pearls waiting for Amazon. So we're going to talk about that. So, folks, if you add that profit, what's that? In closed trades this week that I've showed you in Full Throttle, it's over $5,000. If you don't join right now, I don't know what to tell you. Do not have the aptitude to recognize a good trade. So there are 4 Full Throttle memberships left right here. Let me give you the link right now. And again, men lie, trades don't. This was all done live in front of you this week. I don't give you death by PowerPoint slides with some screenshots of profitable trades from 20 years ago. This was all done this week. Don't know what to tell you, folks. that was easy. I got out a little early. I'm like, solid turn. As soon as it started ripping up, I got out right around here. What was it, 80%, 70, 80%? I'm like, if I can make 70, 80% in whatever that was, 28 minutes, I'm like, I'm good. And then what did we do? We opened it at 25. We went down to this 25. And I'll keep an eye on it over here for potential snipers. But folks, and again, men lie, brokerage accounts don't. Here's my brokerage account. Let's go to performance. With yesterday's implosion, how's my account looking? It's 8465 is my model portfolio. Up 25% year to date. How's the S&P doing? A percent. The NASDAQ got hammered yesterday. Negative. It's negative year to date, folks. The Dow is flat. Out of the three major indices, the S&P is up 1%. How are we doing? How am I doing? 25% return. If you had 10 grand, you got 25, $100 this month. Got 100 grand. What do you got? You got 25 grand. So folks, don't know what else to tell you. Here's the replay page. If you don't believe anything that I've done this week, you can go watch it. If this is your first brief, welcome. Talked about Raytheon yesterday. Getting long-term bullish on Raytheon. That's a duh. The day before that, we looked at Definium and Compass. Those are duhs. And then obviously the welcome aboard brief everybody should have watched. It saved me time on Monday. I didn't spend 40 minutes talking about me, right? How do you know a date with a fighter pilot is half over? It's that point in the date where the fighter pilot says, I'm done talking about me. I'm tired of talking about me. Why don't you talk about me? So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just going to show you this video on your own time to figure out who I am and what I do. But today is solo Amazon. It's the only stock you need to own. And I'm not going to sit here and do this. I was going to do this. I'm not, because I'm going to make an audible. I was going to give you death by PowerPoint on how it's the only stock you need, folks. And if that doesn't make sense to you, right? Like, I have to diversify. What do you mean just buy one stock? I have to diversify. You're a fool. Diversification is for stupid people. If anything, I'll just show you the quote that I was going to show you. If that offends you, let's grab an old man to be nicer than me. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense if you know what you're doing. Actually, let me ripple through a couple slides. Ladies and gentlemen, real wealth is not generated by, putting stuff all over the place. It's built through concentration in smart. And Amazon, as you guys know, I call it the Death Star. It's destroying everything. It either takes it over or destroys it. Look at this. Look at the free cash flow, right? And I always joke on this slide about politics. Democrats hate this slide. Why? Look at how much money they print, right? What's free cash flow? Whoa, they don't have a lot of free. Whoa, profit. Oh my God. If you didn't know this was Amazon, what should you do with this stock? It prints money and it doesn't make anything. You'd short it. And if you did, you'd be broke. Wait a minute. Hold on, Wiz. Well, first of all, why'd you say Democrats hate this slide? Because Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, well, depends on what Tesla or Amazon's at any given day. One of the richest men in the world, doesn't make any money. His company he builds barely makes a profit. Woe is us. Why? Because when they make a ton of money, what do they do with it? They give a dividend. Jeff Bezos doesn't know what the word dividend means. He puts it back into the company. He buys more airplanes, puts a competitor out of business, builds faster chips than NVIDIA and cheaper. He puts all the money back into the company. Democrats are like, we need to tax Jeff Bezos to death. I don't make any money. My company's broke, right? That's a hockey stick. Annual net revenue. I need to update with some 25 numbers, folks, but this is what we in the industry call a hockey stick. This is a company you invest in that just prints money. It's an ATM machine. Look at their annual revenue by segment. North America, international. AWS didn't even exist a couple years ago, folks. Andy Jassy, the current CEO, and Jeff Bezos came up with AWS in a condo. AWS is essentially Microsoft. It's Azure, or whatever the hell it's called. Um, I mean, this is just I'm not going to kill you with this stuff, but when you think about the cloud, right? When somebody says cloud, you immediately think what? Google or Microsoft owns the cloud, or Apple. I load stuff up to the iCloud or cloud, Oracle or IBM. You're wrong. Absolutely not. You know who owns the cloud? Amazon, and it's not even close. Amazon is the largest owner of cloud, not Microsoft, not Google, not Alibaba, Oracle, Salesforce, IBM. It owns the cloud. Amazon announces supercomputer, new server powered by what? Their own chips. One day, Jeff Bezos looked at his P&L statement and said, how much are we spending on NVIDIA chips? Well, this amount. Yeah, well, we're done doing that. Steal them, copy, paste them, and let's make them cheaper and faster. Ladies and gentlemen, companies' mega cluster chips are faster. Well, let me go to that. Amazon releases new AI chip amid industry push to challenge NVIDIA's dominance. You want to talk about putting all your eggs in one basket? I just invest in NVIDIA. You're going to be broke. I guarantee you. I am very bearish on NVIDIA out a year into the future. JG, I don't know if JG's in here with a small account, trading my trades. $8,900 in a week. Kristen, I think you were in here the other day. Yeah, you guys are amazing. I trade a smaller account and have done 22 Amazon trades this year for a $31,000 profit. Christine, month-to-date profits, 107 grand with more to go. Thanks, Wiz, for all your expertise and guidance during day trades with short calls to protect my Amazon profits, learning from the best. And Ann made me look like I don't know what I'm doing. November, a couple days, 3 days in November, I made $90,000 on short calls against her 30 contracts utilizing Wiz's guidance. Wiz, what if I put all my eggs in one basket? What's the risk? Well, guess what? You ever hear of Lehman Brothers? You ever hear of Bear Stearns? Jim Cramer? Oh, your money's safe at Bear Stearns. 2 days later, it was at zero. Good call, Jim. Pets.com, Enron. What's the common theme? Yeah, stocks can go to zero. What's the difference? They didn't own anything. A stinky sock and a website name. A middleman of electricity. Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers. Lehman Brothers was a 150-year-old company. Gone. They were a counterparty. They owned paper. They owned nothing. Amazon can't go to zero, folks. Why? It owns things. I did consulting years ago for a Amazon fulfillment center just outside Miami International Airport, and it was bigger than an aircraft carrier and as chaotic. It's mass. They own real estate, folks. Real estate's worth something, right? So they own things. They own airplanes. I used to fly for FedEx, hated it, left. 10, 12 years ago, buddy called, who I've kept in touch with over the years. He was an Air Force guy. Hey, man, he became a trader. Not a trader, but a traitor. He put on a suit and became a corporate type. Hey, man, what's Jeff Bezos doing like he owns Amazon? Why? He's like, I just heard they leased 5 aircraft from GE Aircraft Leasing. I'm like, hey, he's going to do it. And he said, what? I said, he's going to put you out of business. And he laughed at me and hung up the phone. I called him about 3 years ago and laughed at him and then hung up the phone. Why? Look at the date, September 21. Amazon is now shipping cargo for outside customers to compete with FedEx and UPS. 2 months later, Amazon poised to pass UPS and FedEx to become the largest delivery service by 2022. And last year, the biggest delivery business in the US is no longer UPS or FedEx. Amazon is eclipsing both, and the gap is growing. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to go to Walgreens and try and buy a toothbrush that's locked behind glass, or do you want to buy it on Amazon and it'll be here in an hour? Same day grocery delivery service launched middle of last year, folks. How about the United States Postal Service going out of business? Look at Amazon Logistics. Eclipsing UPS, eclipsing FedEx. We're going to be bigger than the post office. Years ago, I told you to pound CVS and Walgreens into the dirt. If you listen to me, you're even richer than you are when you always listen to me. Walgreens, CVS. Look at this. New Amazon clinics are in 50 states. CVS lays off 5,000 employees. Walgreens closing stores. Walgreens essentially going out of business. Why? Why would you go get in your car and go somewhere to have to go ask somebody to get some razors? I'm saving money, not having to do that. It's just this was easy. Amazon destroys everything it touches. Susie and I and our kids, Amazon Pharma. I don't go. I was a Walgreens guy for like 30 years of my life. Done. Everything is done through Amazon Pharmacy. The same day delivery growth. Instacart. Goldman sees millions of Amazon Prime members flocking to same day grocery. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Amazon. Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, the delivery logistics, FedEx and UPS, food, name it. They have Amazon Auto. They have NVIDIA. They're building their own. Ladies and gentlemen, talk about being able to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify? You buy Amazon, folks. This is stupid. What happened a couple weeks ago? They joined the big box league with this largest store ever. Outside of Chicago, you could fit 2 Target stores in the Amazon store. It will put Costco. It might not put Walmart, but Costco and Target. Would you rather buy those single, all your eggs in one basket, or buy Amazon? Ladies and gentlemen, this is just, they're launching. You go to Costco, folks, right? Not in Boca, because it's like, you want to talk about, I got to take a pack of microdoses to go to the God's waiting room at Costco in Boca Raton. I can't. Susie has to go. Even after doing all my healing, I can't. Anyway, when I used to go to Costco, Kirkland, there's the famous Costco Kirkland brand. Amazon's launching their own Kirkland type of thing. Ladies and gentlemen, would you rather buy that, Costco and stuff like that, or the Death Star? Whoa, why is Trump up here? It's a risk. I'm talking about what are the risks to just trading Amazon. During his first term, Donald Trump woke up one morning, or he didn't go to bed, depends on who you believe, grabbed his cell phone and did what? Jeff Bezos, Amazon, monopoly. Somebody should put it out of business. What happened? I remember this, man, to the day. I'm like, whoa, stock went down. President of the United States saying something's a monopoly and it needs to be broken up. Then what happened? Nothing. For the next 3 years, the stock went up and to the right. Last year of his presidency, which he didn't know was going to be, grabbed his cell phone again. Bezos, now Washington Post, awful. He's awful. Monopoly, break up Amazon. What happened to the stock that day? It went up. So yeah, there are political risks. But guess what, folks? Amazon, it's too late, right? I call Amazon Mercury. It's too late. If they tried to smash Amazon right now, what would happen? I'd have to buy all 12 names they broke it up into, because they'd create 12 little monopolies in everything that Amazon's in, right? So yeah, there's kind of governmental risk, but I'm old enough to remember, Standard Oil, IBM, who else? Microsoft, AT&T. Ladies and gentlemen, Google's going through it right now. We think you're a monopoly. From the day that the government says, I think you're a monopoly, to a decision, the earliest has been 5 years. The longest was dragged out to like 15 years. So if they woke up today, the FTC or DOJ, and says, you're a monopoly, we're coming after you. The last time I checked, Jeff Bezos probably has 1 or 2 attorneys on staff. It won't happen in your lifetime. I guarantee you, because you're going to live long. That's exactly right, Jeff. And guess who was one of the first people up the road from me to go and kiss Donald Trump's ring in Mar-a-Lago? It was Jeff Bezos, the same guy who years ago, I think in 2015, at a conference for Blue Origin said, somebody's like, what do you think about Donald Trump running for president? He's like, I'd put him on one of my rockets and blast him into outer space. The crowd clapped and laughed like seals. Then what happened? A year later, his tweet, congratulations, President Trump, and I look forward to working with you in a... Jeff Bezos was your classic limousine liberal. Okay, let's press here. why did I have a picture of Gordon Gekko? I can't stand Amazon. I can't stand Jeff Bezos. He's a limousine liberal. He rolls down the I've seen him walking around Aspen. He rolls down his window like somebody should help the poor people, and then doesn't do shit. He pays his employees crap, smashes unions and all sorts of stuff. Now I'm Gordon Gekko. That's awesome. I love Jeff Bezos. You want a friend, get a dog. I can't stand it. He makes my skin crawl along with his wife. Guess what? I print money in Amazon. So just trading Amazon, folks, you're just focusing on one name, and you could potentially profit up, down, or sideways. I'm going to show you today up, down, or sideways on the earnings. You stay focused on just one name, man. The news that impact that, so you can kind of start becoming an expert. Folks, when I helped run that trading firm in Chicago, we had analysts, like a senior analyst covered 3 to 5 names. They had to know it like the back of their hand. A junior analyst had to know 1 or 2. Yeah, how many times I got up with my cup of coffee, would walk over to the research desk and go, did you see the news and whatever? Yeah. Isn't it your job to know that? And how many times I've walked over that desk like, did you see the earnings? What? Yeah, you make $1 million a year and you got this wrong. So ladies and gentlemen, please explain to me, and why do I have an F4 cockpit up here? Because I had a buddy, he's a TGO member. I moved 2010, started Top Gun Options. I hear you're a good trader. I need your help. He had 33 positions in his brokerage account that he showed me. The guy like looks at his phone in between. You want to know why doctors are late to their next appointment? He's like, I'm in the hallway looking at trying to trade. I'm like, are you insane? 33 positions. I said, and he tried to explain it. He's like, I'm like, what is this? He's like, well, I think that's a pot stock. I'm like, did you just say you think? This is a surgical stock. A buddy got me into it and it's down 50%. But when it gets back to where I bought it, I'll sell it. I'm like, I thought doctors were supposed to be somewhat intelligent. What's the math required to get from where it is back to where you bought it? I'm like, dude, sell everything today and buy Amazon. And he listened to me. Here's what's funny. Hand to God that happened. I don't need to lie about it. But here's what's funny is last year, or was this 2 years ago? This was 2 years ago, folks. I saw this headline on CNBC. Here's a rapid fire update on all 33 portfolio stocks, including 2 new positions. This is Jim Cramer's investment club. I do this for a living, folks. You've seen my personal account. I got 5 positions, and I do it full time. If you're trading more than 5 positions, I don't know how you do it. You send me your resume. Ladies and gentlemen, 33, and they added 2 new ones. If you're paying to be in Jim Cramer's investment club, you're a fool. Open up the Wall Street Journal and throw darts at it and pick 5 names, and you'll do better than this. It's comical that people pay for 35 names. It's stupid. Simplify your trading cockpit, ladies and gentlemen. Don't fly around in an F4. Have 1 name or 2. If you're sitting there going, Wiz does not compute, must diversify, buy the XLF. Why would I buy the XLF? Well, because shrimp are a vehicle for eating cocktail sauce. The XLY is a vehicle for eating what? Amazon. About a quarter of this ETF is Amazon, right? What else do you get in the XLY? You get some Tesla, Home Depot, McDonald's, Lowe's, TJX, Booking, Starbucks, Nike. Chipotle got hammered. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are one of the diversification vampire bit you years ago, and it does not compute, diversify, buy the XLY. So in the solo Amazon service, we trade Amazon 98% of the time, and you can also, I'll throw some XLY out there every once in a while. Understand that? So here's how we do this. What do we do in solo Amazon? Well, the first thing we do is establish a base position. We hop in our jet, we fly into the future, we do that synthetic stock that I taught you. We looked at synthetic stock on Definium and Raytheon this week. How do I do a synthetic stock on Amazon? I already showed you. Delete Definium, delete Raytheon, go through the same process, right? Then what do? We trade the front month. What's the front month? February, March, April. We're trading the front month. What if Amazon's going up? Do some bullish spreads and buy some calls. Uh-oh, what if it's going down? What do you mean, uh-oh? I can make money as something goes down. We'll buy some puts or we'll do some bearish spreads. What if it's going sideways and not doing anything at all? Well, if you own the stock, you're a chump. If it's options and it's trading sideways, that's the tactic we're going to talk about in about 2 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, any questions? Solo Amazon. It's one of our newest live trade briefs. It's only $97. I don't drink anymore, but that's a really bad bottle of wine. I'm going to give you the link right now. And I'm going to say it for the 90th time. And it's amazing to me that after the 90th time, somebody's still going to ask, like, oh, I thought this was part of Full Throttle. No. Solo Amazon, hence the name, is by itself. It is a standalone service. If you are in Full Throttle, I highly recommend you join Solo Amazon too. It's a Monday morning brief every Monday at 10 a.m. Okay. It's a good one to be in because I kind of set the week. Here's what's going on in the week. And then we start trading Amazon. You get 2 months included if you do an annual. The annual is cheaper. It's always cheaper to do the annual, folks. Now, if you're cheap and you only do the $97 a month, you do not get access to Options Weapons School. To get access to those 9 training sessions, you need to, just like on Amazon checkout, you need to upgrade. If I kind of know what I'm doing, good luck. Then just do the $97. Do the annual, man. It's cheaper. But take the training. If you do not take the training, you're a fool. And I've been nice this week because it's free. Next week in the member briefs, if somebody's like, hey, how do I do whatever? I'm like, I'm not going to answer that. Go watch your Options Weapons School training. All right, moving on to the next thing. I don't drop anchor in the live trade briefs going forward, folks. After we wrap this training up this week, next week, I'm going to treat you like you're a squadron mate. And you ask a question that can be answered in Options Weapons School, that's where I'm going to point you. So if you are cheap and you just do this, that's going to be the answer. Or if I learn your name, I'm going to say I'm not answering that person's question anymore because they clearly didn't buy the Options Weapons School training. Folks, practical application is the live trade brief. The training is the training. Go do your Options Weapons School. All right, that's perfect. I wanted to be done with all that at 10:30 so we can trade. Any questions about Solo Amazon? Not part of Full Throttle. $97 a month. It's our gateway drug. It's our entry-level service. Almost everybody at TGO has both Full Throttle and Solo Amazon. Or people who are like, man, I'm just starting. I'll throw $97. This is our trial, right? If you want to try TGO and dip your toe in the water, it's $97 a month. It doesn't magically go up to $1 trillion the following months. It's $97 a month for the rest of your life. I really need to raise these prices too. It's been $97 for like 15 years. Why? Who cares? But everybody else is raising prices on everything. Why don't I? Any questions, concerns? Oh, by the way, $97. Now we got to get to Amazon. Speaking of my trade desk in Chicago, this is destroying. Well, let me do this first. AI threatens a Wall Street cash cow, financial and legal. Look at this over here, folks. Threat of new AI tools wipes $300 billion off software and data stocks. Oracle getting destroyed. I hammered Oracle last year. Debbie, absolutely. Solo and Lifetime, you get access to everything and everything that will be. Any future new services at Top Gun Options, those are included, man. Stock market losses heightened, expanding risk of AI-driven disruption of financial services. And who? White-collar professionals. I already told you. Amazon's gutting more corporate jobs. They let go of 40,000 last year, people with a coat and tie or a skirt. 16,000 more. Corporate. These are people with white picket fences and big houses. These ain't workers working 5 jobs, delivering out of their car, man. This is bad. Threat of new AI tools. There we go. Wipes $300 billion off the stock market. Microsoft's pivotal AI product is running into big problems. Whoa. After leaning, or if you're in Minnesota, it's a Leering Center, After leaning on its partnership with OpenAI, Microsoft is playing catch up with the chatbot race, but data shows it's losing ground with its users. Folks, this is why am I briefing you on this stuff? Folks, the financial and legal professions have completely changed. There are still attorneys standing there like with their ears ringing after getting smacked in the face. Well, AI can make mistakes. Not when you know how to prompt it. Like, give me a legal this, and it does. So there's probably mistakes in there. You know what the next prompt is? Okay, great. Thanks for giving me this. Now sue me. Find all the holes in this. Pretend you're opposing counsel and rip this to shreds. My chat goes, that's a great thing to do. Good idea. And it rips all the hole. I'm like, ha ha. Now, taking all the things that we got sued over and the holes in this, draft a new whatever. And it's like, yes, this. So it's so stupid when all the attorneys like, man, do you know how fast this time last year, it wasn't talking like this. Like the legal profession's completely changed. The financial profession is done with. Why am I rambling about this? Let's do this. Give me a brief, like you're a research analyst and I manage a hedge fund, on Amazon's earnings after the closing bell tomorrow. Based on how the stock has moved after earnings this century, I want you to predict what the stock will do. So if I was in Chicago with my cup of coffee, a little heavier, more hair, I would have walked across the trade floor to my research desk and I would have asked this to the Amazon analyst. It would have taken hours to do this. Maybe a really good one might already have this done. But ladies and gentlemen, look at this. Let's go. What the street's looking for. Estimates around 197 earnings per share. God, look at these numbers. They're obscene. 211 to 212. That's a B revenue, right? Analysts are going to be looking at AWS, retail strength, ad momentum, and management commentary on what's going on with AI. The implied move, looking at the options, what are you looking at? The at the money straddle, which I'm going to look at in a second, but I don't have to because it already calculated it. They're looking at let me bring Amazon up in the background here. They're looking at a potential 7% move in Amazon. Folks, look at the last earnings. A 6 sigma beat. What happened? AI freak out. If we didn't have this November AI freak out, Amazon would have done that. We'd be up at near 300 right now. I guarantee you. So, but let's keep going. If my aunt had testicles, she'd be my uncle. Historical this is what I care about. This is stuff that this is why it was called the research desk. It would suck to have to do this. Here we go. Recent actual post-earnings moves for last quarters. Okay, last year. Boom. 10% gain. Before that, 8% dropped. Mixed cloud perception, right? Q1 of 2025 was flat. So nearly 50-50 in the last 4. It's a coin flip. Okay. A broader look. Amazon has moved higher immediately after earnings in roughly half the reports, tracked historically with a small positive bias. Over intermediate horizons, after earnings, the next 1 to 4 weeks, reactions diverge and often mean revert unless there's a clear sentiment catalyst. What happened last time? Blowout earnings, blowout guidance. Oh my God, the whole AI sector is imploding. Crap. 7% move. Let's go down here. Drivers to watch to the print. Bullish drivers, if we beat on the top and bottom, right? Especially in AWS and advertising. Upward guidance. It's all guidance, folks. What are earnings? 2080. 20% is how we did. I really don't care. So after that 20% of the earnings call is over with, yours was great. 80% is the forward look. How we think we're going to do, right? If management is positive, like, hey man, 2026 is going to be our year. The stock will rip. What could happen to the downside? Disappointing in AWS, obviously growth rate relative to who? Look at Microsoft. If Amazon comes in tomorrow and is less horrific than Microsoft, it should rip. Microsoft is old and stodgy. Whoa, my God. If they are slightly, look at that, man. We are down at, man, woo. That's an ugly chart. If we are slightly less horrific than Microsoft, the street's going to like that. So, okay, let's keep going. Chat, it's $20. This is when I ran the bonus board in Chicago, I think some analysts made 500 base. We had some good analysts that made over $1 million in bonuses. They're fired. What do you do with somebody? Well, I'm going to go get a research analyst job down the street. No, you're not. They just fired them too. What are these people going to do? 25 people on our research desk, I guarantee you are gone. Week forward guidance. Heavy CapEx and spending concerns. This is a potential threat, folks. Hey, man, Amazon sitting on a pile of cash. That's good. We burning through that cash, though. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Are we pulling forward all this stuff, right? All right, here we go. Probabilistic scenario summary. Earnings reaction. Okay. Stock moves plus or minus 3% after hours. It's after market close tomorrow, folks. So last time in after hours trading, the stock was up like 10, 15%. It was insane. Slight beat and steady guidance, positive drift into next week, which is what we should have done here. But stop, Wiz. It's be present, buddy. Bearish. We beat, but cautious guidance. 3 to 7 down. Bullish scenario. Strong beat, good guidance, AI cloud. Folks, anything can happen on God's green earth, but how do you blow out here and give good guidance and then say, oh my God, the last quarter was awful and this year's going to suck? Can it happen? Of course it can happen. Rarely do you see a great earnings and the next one's like completely 180 from that one. Again, can it happen? Yeah. Will it? No. In my opinion. If extended positioning has already priced much of the upside, short-term sell the news reaction is possible, even with a mild beat. Agreed. Tactical consideration. I love that chat knows me by now. A year and a half ago or a year when I started doing this, they're like, I'll show you an option strategy. I'm like, don't ever call it a strategy again. It's a tactic. Choke your RAM. High implied vol right now before today. Tomorrow, as soon as the earnings come out, it's called a volatility crush. Post earnings drift. Let's go down here. Here's what and you know what? It's failed me because I usually do what? You guys see when I write my post webinar briefs, what do I say? It's a military term. What's the bluff? The bottom line up front. You know where you put that? Up front. It shouldn't be at the bottom, chat. You're fired. I'm going over to Claude. Expected reaction. Given consensus forecast and implied move, Amazon is priced for a beat. So you could smile at that, but the fighter pilot options trader in me goes, ooh, it's priced for a beat, and if it's in line or a miss, it'll get destroyed. The true catalyst, I already told you, will be the forward guidance, AWS, AWI, not just the headline. The headline comes out, earnings per share. Did they beat top, bottom? Then we got to wait for guidance. On a beat with upbeat guidance, the stock is a 4 to 7 move initially, potentially. On a mixed beat or soft, flat to modestly negative. I don't think we get destroyed, right? Now, if you read through all of that stuff and you said, dude, that's a coin flip. Well, welcome. Now let's start digging. It can be a coin flip, and I can make money off of a coin flip. Let's just month chart. Okay, kind of range bound, right? And we are in the middle of this range, the 230 to 245, trading in a range here. We need a catalyst to break, either to the downside or up. So let's start looking. Now, I have a call expiring today, right? I did this Amazon short call to today thing, man. Can I roll this call down? How much money am I making in my 242.5 right now? So look at this right now, folks. The short call that I sold is up 78% for today, right? I sold the 242.5s. Let me be that. So when do I close? 7, 8, 9. We're looking at an 80% profit in that short call. I could either close it or I'm going to roll it down. Let me just put the chart up real quick. Did we get a little bounce or yeah. I'm going to sell the 240s. I'm going to roll these down. If you don't like doing this stuff, you don't have to, man. It's, picking up pennies in front of in front of a steamroller. 41, 42. All right. Hey, man, $42 is $42. It lowers my cost basis. So there we go. Just rolled it down. These expire. That call expires today, this afternoon. So making a little bit of money. Remember, every short call that goes out worthless for max profit is cha-ching. It pays for the trade. It pays for the long-term bullish trade. Yeah, Christina, exactly. I'm, it's new whiz. Let's look at some rolling here. Usually don't do it with spreads though. Like short calls, I don't mind. What's my prompt? It was, compare it with the free one. I'll give you the prompt. You can copy and paste it into the free one. What a business model, free. And then every time I go to cancel this, it says, whoa, it's $20 a month. You go to cancel it and they say, please don't go. All right. So I rolled the call down for today. But let's go out to Friday, folks. Here we go. I have a burner. I have a trade on right now. We can talk about it if we have some time, but I'm going to focus on a new trade. What's the at the money straddle? My research desk, who I pay $20 a month to, not $1.5 million in compensation, said the the at the money straddle is about a 7% move. What are we at? 237.5-ish. Let's go look at the at the money straddle out to Feb 6. That's Friday. Whoops. Feb 6. $23, double it. That's a 46. Okay. That was a $46 move. 237.5. 237.5. Now it's 20. 20 and 20 is 40, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not perfect, but 257. So the options market is pricing in that it'll stay below 257 and above. You see it down here, 218. 217.5 is a strike, I guarantee you. And what's the top? 257. There might be a 257.5. We're going to go look. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to build a trade. Let's go look at the chart. 217.5. Whoa, holy crap. 27. Let me drop in a 217.5 line. That would be down here, which would not. That's a low, right? 217.5 is the low right there. And then 257 would be the all-time high, right? Look at the 52-week price, 258.60. So 257.5 is all the way up there. 257.5 is right there, approximately. Folks, look how wide this at the money straddle is. You could drive, I mean, boom, boom. Wiz, it's a coin flip. I just read your great research hedge fund report, and it's if they beat and guide good, we're going to rip. If they miss and guide down, we're down. I mean, it's gambling, Wiz, or not. I started to do this yesterday and we stopped with Raytheon, didn't we? Because it was ripping. I'm going to look at a range bound earnings trade. What's that mean? I don't care if it rips up or rips down as long as it doesn't rip through the roof or implode through the basement. You can do I don't know what it's going to be and still make money. Taking advantage of what? You are taking advantage of implied and historical volatility that are through the roof right now. Why does, if you want to sound cool at a cocktail party, you use the word volatility. Otherwise, normal people say uncertainty. Why is volatility through the roof? Earnings are tomorrow, and nobody knows what's going to happen. Exactly. Uncertainty, volatility goes up. When volatility is expensive, it's elevated, you want to sell options. Write this down. It's a wizism. When volatility is cheap, you want to buy it, right? This kind of makes sense. When something's expensive, you want to be a seller of it. And when it's something's really cheap, you want to be a buyer of it. That ain't hard. But some people think that's genius. It actually is genius. So we want to sell. I'm going to start with the roof. 257.5 was the roof. I'm going to put a roof on it. What's the roof going to be? It's going to be a bear call spread. I'm going to go up to 257.5 and look at a bear call spread. Wait, you're bearish? I'm putting the roof on. The bear part of this bear call spread means I don't think it's going to rip through the top of the roof. Let's start with the roof. We'll do the basement next. So I'm selling a 257.5 call. That's me saying by Friday, I don't think Amazon has ripped through 257.5. What if you're wrong, Wiz? Rarely happens. No, we buy a 260, right? So I'm neutral to bearish on Amazon. I'm using calls and it's a spread. This tactic is called a bear call spread. It's also a what? Say it with me, credit spread. We're getting paid to put a roof on Amazon. Right? Write down 52 cents and double it. 104. Write down it wherever you keep track of your trades in your journal. You write down maybe eject at 104. That is where I would maybe eject. I taught you yesterday the first place you look is right here. 198, max potential loss. Don't ever look at max profit first. You always look at how much can I lose. Smart traders never ask, how much can I make? Brilliant traders say, what's my risk? How much can I lose? You can't make money if you're losing money. Genius, right? So I'm okay with this. I'm the trader in command. I'm risking 198 to make 52. Something is wrong with the volatility right now in these options because there's no way there's a 99 point. E-Trade can be wrong, folks, so ignore these for now. Look at the risk to reward, 1 to 0.26. That's a nice, my minimum on a standalone bear call spread, credit spread is 1 to 0.26. Unless I'm doing what I'm doing, which is an iron condor. So I like this one. Now, warning, folks. Well, now it just went down to underneath 1 to 0.25, but I'm still okay since we're going to do this tactic called an iron condor. So let me lead with this. You could do this, but you could also do step 0. What's step 0 for earnings tomorrow? Sit on the couch with a bag of popcorn and a Diet Coke and watch. Do not do an earnings trade. I will stress to you that earnings are gambling. How many times have I seen a stock beat and blow out earnings and the stock goes down? Even with good forward guidance, it can happen. Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? I've seen horrific earnings. I've seen horrific guidance, but the CEOs say next quarter we're going to print money or whatever, and the stock rips. What? Exactly. If you don't like, I went to the doc and told the doctor my arm hurts when I do this. The doc said, don't do that. If you don't like this, don't do it. I'm showing you a neutral trade on, you know what? Or to put it in your virtual account, your paper trading or your simulated account and see how it would have gone. That's how you learn. You go to the simulator building. Okay. Now I'm going to add the basement. I'll put the chart up behind me. The basement was where? Whoa, 217.5. Let's go look. It's 50 cents for the bear call spread. Let's see what a bull put spread. That's how we build the basement. I'm going to sell the 217.5 put, which is the basement, and then I'm going to buy the 215 underneath it in case it super implodes, right? 215. Okay. Look at this, folks. It's perfect. It's a buck. 50 for the bear call spread, 50 for the bull put spread. This should look like a perfect iron condor. Why do I call it a football trade? Well, not only do we kind of put in the sidelines, as long as Amazon doesn't run out of bounds, you make money. Here's another football analogy. There's your uprights. You see the green? As long as the football, Amazon, goes through the uprights, man, you win, right? That's your upright. That was a little too wide right there. There are 2 break-evens in this trade. What? That makes no sense. What do you mean it makes no sense? Amazon, when the football, Amazon gets kicked, it doesn't go through a meat slicer, and the Amazon splits in half, and it blows out my bear call. It went through the roof. It split and went through the roof and the basement. It can't. But it shows you 2 break-evens because, if Amazon shanks to the right, that's your break-even. If it shanks to the left, there's your break-even. Okay? So on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, is an iron condor. Why? Because it looks like somebody back in the day said, well, it looks like an iron condor. There's the wings, okay, whatever. It's called an iron condor. Now, you're the tick. You're the trader in command. Wiz, I'm going to do 10 contracts. Great. You can do whatever you want, man. I don't care. You'd be risking $1,500 to potentially make $1,000. Right? I'll take a screenshot of one so I can send it out as an alert to my solo Amazon and lifetime members, because lifetime members get access to everything. If you just joined one of the 14, 15, however many people have joined so far, and you're not in solo Amazon, you're not going to get this alert. Why? Because solo Amazon's not part of Full Throttle. Amazon 2/4. Today's date. Let me grab a screenshot of the trade metrics, the risk metrics. Amazon. Charles, how'd the prompt go with the free? Does anybody have chat free GPT, and did you get similar results? All right, so I go over here to the Amazon trade alerts thread, right? 681 solo members. Here we go. New Amazon Feb 6 earnings iron condor. I at everyone holding existing burner trade, adding neutral iron condor. All right, so let me put the images in here of the trade one more time as I'm adding the images. If you just joined Full Throttle, you're not getting this alert because you're not in it. If you were smart and joined solo Amazon, you will get this right now. So there's the screenshots of the trade. I at everyone, I put a little commentary in there, and I'm going to blast that out. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, you can post it in the ready room. Okay. Wiz, you told me to double the credit that you took in for the bear call spread and to write it down as maybe eject. How do I manage an iron condor? You don't. What do you mean you don't? I treat you, so you can place this trade as is, all 4 legs, right? You could put on the bull put spread first. Why would you do that? I don't know. Put on the bear call spread first. Well, why'd you say that? I don't know, man. It's right in the middle right now. So you could leg into it. You could do 2 separate spreads. You could do it like this. I fire it as this, like an iron condor. And I can't tell you that. You gotta ask your registered investment advisor or broker dealer for investment advice. I can't tell you. Me, based on a $100,000 model portfolio, I would risk 5% of the model portfolio, which would be $5,000 on one trade. This account, what account number is this? 84. This is a smaller. I probably risk. I probably do 10 of these in my personal account. This one, no, I could probably do 20. I want to risk about $2,500 in this trade, for me, because I think this account's a 50 grand account. I can't tell you, Ann. I don't give investment advice. You're watching what I would be doing. So this trade right here is a good looking trade, risking 3 to potentially make 2. Right? But I'm going to tell you, folks, and don't believe this. What? 98% probability for max profit. That's impossible. Something is going on with these E-Trade options. I would not do that. Does everybody, do you understand that? That's not correct. That can't be correct. I've seen this happens all the time, folks. Even they're like, I have a busted trade right now. No, our technology is flawless. It ain't, dude. Okay, let's see. You know what? No, I'll let me go look at my overall risk. Where is that underneath? I might do 10. Where's my market view? Where's my? I have a. Where's my risk indicator? Count risk slide. Sorry. Why the silence? What am I looking at? Because this tool looks at my overall P&L, potential P&L, and says, hey, if we get a 5% move to the upside, this is what you're looking at. If we get a 5% move to the downside, that's what you're looking at, right? In the different names. Okay. So I just want to take a look. And it does it for each symbol in my portfolio. If we get a 5% move up or down, it shows you the overall risk. Yeah, I'll do 10. I'll do 10 of these. Oh, I'm going to put all or none. Definitely want all or none. I want all these. I don't want partial fills on any of this stuff. So there we go. All right. I just fired that iron condor. Yeah, Andrew, I'm not happy with E-Trade. I mean, all brokerage accounts have their issues. But folks, this is a wide iron condor, man. It's up here and down. That's a big, I mean, we saw this, but that would be a big, can it? Yeah, it can move, man, outside of that. But that's welcome to trading. No risk, no reward, man. That's you can sit on your couch and do nothing. That's your call. You are the tick, right? You guys are the pilot in command, not the trader in command, not me. Okay. So still haven't been filled on that. I'm hanging out because I was going to break the trade up and show you that, you know, I treat it as 2 separate spreads. I'll keep it on a single line as an iron condor just for looks. But if Amazon rips up or down, I can close those spreads based on 7, 8, 9. If I'm looking at a 70, 89% profit on the credit I took in, close it. Or, as we just saw, you can roll it up or down, like I did with those short calls right there. Okay. Any questions on Amazon earnings and the iron condor? Any questions on that? Raytheon, we talked about a potential iron condor yesterday as it was ripping, and then now today it rolls. I might roll my short calls down. What do I have? Where's my Raytheon? Grouping. I have 205s. Yeah, I'm going to roll these down, folks. So I'm looking at it. You see right down here, I have a 789. I have a 73, 74% profit in these short calls. I'm going to adjust and roll down. It's Wednesday. Let's see if there's premium in the 202 and a halves. Yeah, how about the 200s? We're at 198. I'm going to roll them down to the 200s. I'll roll them down to the 200s. A little bit more aggressive. But looking at the S&P 500 over here, we've kind of, all right, now let me group these all together. It's an extra $100, man. I'm paying down the long-term bullish position. This is free money, folks. Obviously, I need Raytheon to stay below 200 by Friday, or I got to close those calls. Win. How do you close the iron condor? You click close. There's one way to close it, right? It's filled. I have an iron condor on my screen. You click close, and it'll take care of all the pricing, and you click close. Or you don't do that. You do what I just talked about. You get filled on the iron condor and you break it up into the two individual spreads, the bear call and the bull put. How do you close those? Hey, I'm looking at 80% profit in this one. Close it. Uh-oh, it's exploding or imploding. It's at double the credit I took in. Eject, close it. So you can either manage it as two individual spreads, or you can keep it as the iron condor. It's personal preference. I'm still not filled. I'm floating around the market. Anybody filled on this? I don't know why. Not getting good fills lately on E-Trade here. I'm going to grab a screenshot of what I've done today to put in the threads to show the short call management that I'm doing right now. If you're interested in rolling a couple. Okay. Short call 2-4. You got, okay, John. Well, on your screen is a market, folks. Not filled at $1, filled at 99, filled at 88. I'm sticking at $1. So that explains it's a market. Okay. All right, folks, questions, concerns on anything we've covered this week. You could potentially look at rolling these calls down in Definium with the pullback here. And so here's a perfect example, folks. Wiz, the stock is down almost 8% on Definium. I'm up $800 in the name. Why? Because of things that I told you the other day. One factor in the price of an option is the underlying. There's 6 others or 7 others, right? Oh, so somebody broke up into the two spreads and got filled. You can do that too. If you're not getting filled and you want to break them up, you can do that too. Atai is down 6%. Buy it, and my position is up right now, right? And that's interesting because people might be seeing the pullback in the stock today in Definium or Atai and doing what? I'm going to go do the options out into the future. That's what we're seeing right there. All right. I was looking at a sniper. Let's see. There might be an opportunity here. We just broke through the 6,900. This is a great tool to use. Let's go look at today's date. Let me refresh this page. Today's expiration in the S&P 500. Let's go look where the volume is. Why do you care? Because that's where the strikes are magnets, folks. You see this? There is a ton of activity. That ain't going to happen all the way up at 69.50. The next two are 69.60, 69.70. Nope. 60. I mean, so these are magnets, folks. There is a ton of volume at these strikes, but we just broke through 6,900 right now. So this might be another day where I play the turn. Are we going to get a slam back down to, what do I tell you, folks? These are magnets. I love this stuff. This is so fun. I mean, it's fun anyway, but it's fun when you make money having fun. So let's go look. We're getting a little drill bit here, man. If we get back down to this 200-day, I'll buy it with both hands. Or it's not, we're in no man's land. What did I tell you, folks? Look at the violence. You see the drill bits? This is World War I trench warfare. Ain't nobody running in between these two. They act as magnets. We're either going to get slammed down to 68.77 or back up to 69.24. I love this stuff, but this is what I do as I type up the replay and email, and I'd be doing something like this. So if you didn't join yet, you ain't going to get what I'm going to do with the S&P 500 because I'm done giving free stuff, man. We had a good 3 days of free training. So yesterday I played the turn right there and printed money. You saw TGO members that did better than me. I love when people do better than me. That's awesome. That shows that they know what they're doing. Their training is working. They are becoming grasshoppers. They can walk on the wax paper and leave no trace or grab the pebble from my hand. I love that. So we'll see. But you got to join. If you don't join, today's it. This is the last time you're going to see me until maybe next quarter. Make sure you are up the YouTube channel, man. Subscribed and getting alerts to this thing. Somebody else just got filled at 98 cents on the Iron Condor. Solo Amazon, folks. I'll do a video. I'll do a free video, Friday market wrap up. That's why you need to be subscribed to our YouTube channel. I'll do a Friday market wrap up and debrief rice paper, not what they say, wax paper. Thank you. Kung Fu. I'll do a Friday market wrap up that debriefs the Amazon earnings. Christina, good to see you. Welcome back. It's good to see you. We missed you. Welcome back. J-Rod, I saw your episode 128 yesterday. Very touching info. I need to find a way to get down there and be part of your group. We'd love to have you, bro. I need to find healing first before anything else at this moment. Thanks for all the info, Wiz. That makes my heart smile, man. We are here for you. Got a retreat coming up in a couple weeks. We're here for you, man. I appreciate that. That makes my heart smile. Speaking of that, he just talked about episode 128. If you're not subscribed and watching this content on our No Fallen Heroes channel, there it is. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie did buy. Debbie you got one of these, did you? Which one did you get? I forget. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She got the OG, man. Yep. That's our t-shirt too. If you want some merch, man, go get it. Or microdoses. The Get Maverick Mind. You can get the merch here, man. Teresa is one of our stewards. She is the lead steward at Sacred Warrior Fellowship. She is a gift from God. She is an incredible human being, very, very experienced in the sacraments. She is beautiful soul, very, very. We are proud to have her. She's an absolute gift. Yeah. So, folks, if you're interested, February retreat is the 20th to the 22nd. March 27 to 29. Come to South Florida, man. Today actually it's beautiful. We're done being cold. Back, I think it's 70 some degrees outside right now. Love it. But this is open to civilians too, folks. The No Fallen Heroes Foundation helps folks pay for these retreats through our church, and then civilians can join our fellowship, our church as well. So what time do I post the market wrap up on Friday? It depends. Usually in the middle of the day, I'll send out the. It depends on what's going on, right? The Friday market wrap up, I'm usually talking about the entire week of trading, and then obviously with Amazon reporting earnings after market close, we'll know early Friday how the stock's reacting. So I might do the Friday market wrap up earlier. Oh, look, there's us being simulcasted on our YouTube channel. Any other questions? Can we roll full throttle into lifetime membership? Am I in a good mood? Yeah, I'm always in a good mood. Debbie, shoot me an email and I will hook you up. I took my microdoses this morning. Saw Catherine. Catherine got her microdoses this morning at Yoga Joint. So I'm in a good mood. So yeah, shoot me an email if you're interested in the lifetime membership. And Debbie, I wasn't going to do this year because I will let you donate your lifetime membership to Sacred Warrior Fellowship because we actually need the coin to do this next retreat. It sucks, man. I'm awesome at everything except asking people for money. I suck. I don't. That's why Susie and I kind of fund this stuff on our own because it's just not a skill set that I have. I kind of do we do good things and it'll come. I still believe that. So yes, Debbie, shoot me an email. I'll hook you up with lifetime membership. We'll apply your stuff and you can join. I mean, folks, I just paid for a third of a lifetime membership this week live in these briefs. So lifetime membership should be a no-brainer down the road. If you get there. Debbie's been here for a while, year, Debbie, or so, and she's probably made some decent money and she's ready to upgrade into lifetime. I love that. So April, awesome. Then you've been doing really good. I'm glad. April 2025. Rick, I don't think like that, man. Absolutely not, Rick. I could not disagree more with that. Let's end on a high note. I couldn't disagree more with Rick. I love Rick because he's been here for a while. Folks, I do not think like that. If you got into the synthetic stock on Raytheon yesterday and you're like, oh man, I could have gotten a better price today, you're going to be miserable. Ladies and gentlemen, that trade is 716 days into the future. There is no way 716 days into the future you're going to go, I could have gotten into this for $3 cheaper. I could have made an extra, $500 or something like that. But why, Rick? Because just as easily today we could have seen Jesus Christ has returned to the planet and he's removed the CEO of Raytheon and the stock is up 50% right now. You have no idea. If you are long-term bullish on Raytheon years into the future, when's a good time to get into it? Today, right now. I get your point of it would be a better thing to get in today. You don't know that, right? So I disagree with that because people always ask, like right now, when would you do a synthetic stock on Amazon with earnings tomorrow? Now. Well, what if it goes down? What if it goes up? Right? When you're long-term bullish on something years into the future, I don't really super care about the front month like that, a couple bucks here and there. So, that's just personal preference. What's the merch URL? Hold on. It's right here, folks. Getmaverickmind.com. So you can get the Maverick Mind microdoses here too. Those are the ones without our sacrament. These contain our sacrament, and you have to be a member of the church legally. But merch is on the second page right here. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got white and black hats. If you click on this, you want the black hat, you just click black. We should probably put another picture on it. That's the black one right here. Got all my merch here, man. That's the black hat. Any other questions? Oh man. So what did I tell you? Is that a turn right there in SPX? Well, no, you know what? I'm not going to show you. We're done. I'll do this for my members in a minute or two and show you the spread I'm going to shoot on SPX. Because if you're not a member, it's enough. It's free. It's way too much free stuff. Tony, will the nighttime spike any kind of internal body levels? No, I've never heard of any of that. And you can go look at the ingredients, man. 100% all natural. No, I sleep like a baby, man. And the dreams are insane, like in a good way. They're not some target melatonin dream or nightmares. Nootropic extract, Cordalis, magnesium, which is great for sleep. Passion flower is also great for sleep. Glycinate, folks. So I've never heard of anything spiking. But again, every ingredient with Maverick Mind does not contain psilocybin. Those are the church sacraments. Okay, and you got to be a member of the church. Man, I got a lot of free stuff, man. A lot of free stuff given this week. Join Solo Amazon. The replay from this session will be on this page shortly. I'm going to go stretch my legs. And it takes about 10, 15 minutes to render the replay and put it on this trade. So there you go, Kathy. There's the link to the replay. Great minds think alike because I was posting that anyway. There are the replays. The one you're in right now will be up here. The Raytheon one will be down here, and these will just kind of slide lower. All the other replays are on here. there's the psychedelics brief, and there's the welcome aboard brief. And you can join on this page right here. You just scroll down. Okay. You are welcome, folks. I'm the only guy that does this. Made over what, 5-6 grand in closed trades this week. If you did kind of your own stuff, you saw TGO members trading more contracts than I do, made even more than me. Love it. But I'm the only guy in the industry, folks, that opens up his doors for free for 3 days, shows using my money, and shows you what I'm doing. Rarely do I have a bad full throttle week like, oh man, that was a losing trade. Knock on wood. And today or this week was another one of those where we did some really, really, really good. Link to the YouTube channel is right here. Everybody should be subscribed to this, man. We had 500-600 people in full throttle. Everybody go subscribe to the YouTube channel right here. You will get access to all the alerts I send out. That was, folks, last week's Friday market wrap up. What did I tell you to buy JP Morgan? You made $15 so far based on last week's Friday market wrap up. That was free. That was a free Friday market wrap up. I told you to buy that thing. It was a gift down at where did it get? 297.5 was the magic buy point. I told you, man. Yep. Look at that. 297.5, 297.5, 297.5, not 297.5, but close. 297.5, bought it. Look at it. I told you. Look at that. 297.5. You made, what's that, $20. That was a free video on JP Morgan that last Friday. You needed to do, look at that. What a buying opportunity. I told you. Look at it. These are magnets, folks. What happened in no man's land here? It was either going to smash down to the 200-day, I told you it wouldn't, or it was going to get pulled back up to the spaghetti. And look down here, folks, you have a MACD crossing. That's bullish in this case. Whoop. Folks, this ain't hard. Enough free stuff. I'm going to shoot some sort of S&P 500 trade, and you're not going to get it if you're not a member. Any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the ways, you can always shoot me an email, whiz at topgunoptions.com. You can also chat with me, man. If you're a member, over here, there's a chat feature. You can chat with me. You can chat with your fellow members. We can get to know each other, man. This is awesome. If you're interested in a retreat, reach out. If you're interested in merch, you can get your merch. Quick note, I did a retreat in Maine at Pachamama. You guys, I'll mention you guys to the vets who were there. That's awesome, Bob. Thank you so much. I love hearing about it. People, hey man, I just did a retreat. That makes my heart smile. Did I give you this? Hey, I'll give you this for free, man. Here's my Amazon earnings from my research desk. They were going to get a huge bonus of $1 million this year. I just fired them all. So there you go. There's the link to this Amazon earnings brief that I covered. I forgot to give you the link. All right, man. That's it. We're done. We're getting airborne without you. If you're not a member of Solo Amazon or Full Throttle, join both. If you want access to Solo Amazon, you got to join Solo Amazon. If you want access to Full Throttle, you join Full Throttle. They're both on the homepage here underneath trade groups, Full Throttle, Solo Amazon. Those are the two ways to go. All right, man. I think that was it for Full Throttle. There was one or two left with Full Throttle. My phone buzzed at least 3 times. I get an alert when people join. So I think we might be almost closed. You are welcome, Warner. Bruce is a man after my own heart. Just joined Lifetime. I love the people who years later like, son of, I should have joined Lifetime because I would have saved a lot of money. So yeah, Debbie, join Lifetime. All right, guys, I got to go. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming, all the free folks. If it didn't call to you to join, God bless you. Good luck trading this market solo. Otherwise, everybody else, welcome aboard the most elite live trading and training service out there. Top Gun Options. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on. Namaste and Basi. Whiz out. I'll see you guys later.